stuff got stolen. All of his stuff, and it's been sitting on ice for decades.
Talking about how what I said was I don't understand why people freaking worship Elon
Who
Musk.
I don't know who's worshiping him. There's more people that's angry with him because he messed up their whole idea about life, and they're mad. Like Apple is talking shit about him, and some like there's big rich filthy rich people who've been utilizing Twitter or been able to manipulate Twitter, and they're angry, and they're able, they got a bunch of people who's mesmerized through the Apple corporation, and outside people who just, there's a bunch of people own Apple products, and once he says something, now we got a bunch of people who don't understand politics and what's been going on, that's willing to jump and be upset about what's going on. But the people who realize what he's doing, they're not praising him over his money. They're praising him on the ability to, because I mean, bro, 45, $44 billion is nothing to sneeze at. And he's just like, for the people. He sacrificed $44 billion for the people to see truth.
Come on, man. You don't think that he's gonna get a profit? You don't think
I
he's
hope he
gonna make
does. I hope he does.
some money out of this deal? Come on.
I hope he does. I hope he. I mean, I really hope he do. I mean, I'm not mad at him for trying to make a profit, but at the same time, I benefited from him buying it.
Let's read about his dad, Errol Musk, born 1946. This is Wikipedia. Is a South
Of course,
African
he's going to make
electromagnet.
money. He's a billionaire. He's in it. He's in it. He's in it to make money.
That's what I'm saying. He's in it to make money.
I mean that
Not.
should never have been a question in the first place.
Yeah, but the way Pat is saying, like he's doing it for the people.
But no,
Well, that's a bonus score. He's got the ability to open the conversation back up again.
and to show proof that you've been lied to, and to what extent, and by whom.
Well, that may be true, but it's all about making money. I don't think it's for the people. Let me read. Let's
That
read.
you
No,
would.
man, don't you can't assume that that's 100% of his motives, man.
I don't know what his motives are, so yeah, I can't
But
say.
you're assuming it,
You
so.
just said what he did it for, and is kind of getting
But
wanting
Pat
to
just
do
said that he did
it.
it. He did it for the people. How Pat know
No,
he did it for
no,
the people?
no, but no. Listen, look, he did something that allowed, like, it benefited
How about
me.
he's
It
announced
benefits you.
himself that he did it for both?
Yeah, I mean, why? Like,
He
my
said he's
whole
trying to
thing is,
make money, make a
what?
good business
Yeah,
deal.
but
And
listen,
he
I
wants to
mean,
get
he's
a freer speech platform. Why
with the
can't the
side that he
motivations
took.
be both?
Yeah, and my bad. I'm a little bit excited right now, but the whole thing is, all right. He spent $44 billion. At the end, in the middle of it, he realized it probably wasn't worth what he was getting ready to pay for it, and he was already considered to be taking a loss. And then, because he's not on the side, necessarily on the side of the people who've been utilizing it, like, he's been seeing more losses than expected. Like, a
Screw
lot
his
of them.
$44 billion, man. What they say, he the richest man or second richest man in the world. It's
No,
probably like monopoly money to him.
well, he's not anymore. He's not the richest man anymore, because even his assets that he has now, everybody that's been controlling Twitter is withdrawing their marketing funds and all the things that they've been doing with Twitter, because, like, they're not able to manipulate it the way they've been doing. So, like, my thing is, okay,
44 billion to him is probably
whether
like
whether whether
a
he
couple
purposely said.
thousand to me.
Look, the lamb that's getting cooked on, or the turkey that's getting cooked, didn't sacrifice itself. Like, he didn't plan to be the sacrifice, but it was still the sacrifice for Thanksgiving dinner. So, I mean, regardless of he meant it or not, he's still the sacrificial lamb, in order for us to utilize information that comes out of it. I mean, what is so evil about that?
I'm happy to hear information coming out of Twitter, and I really hope it's true. I really hope it's true. It's I'm skeptical. That's
You
the
don't think
truth.
the
And
FBI
also,
is putting out statements saying, okay, well, trying to ease it over so that the people that been trusting and believing in them that don't really know their whole history and background, like that
and
they
they
can save face with some of them.
well, and the news media didn't pick up the story really, and that's what Matt Taibbi was talking about.
Exactly.
Basically, they're just talking about the journalists and stuff. That's all that I could get just now when I was clicking on through YouTube when I was just searching. All the videos was about the journalists and
But that's
reinstating them.
Well, see, that's the whole thing because I mean, the people who are under control is usually the older people who's under control through TV. So they don't necessarily if they're on Twitter or whatever, blah blah blah. They hear from it somewhere else, but they know that they can block out a lot of information just by not talking about it
But
on TV.
I,
So if this is news, I mean, this is the new this is news everywhere else in the world.
I,
But
I just
because
I just it goes back. My we're talking about Twitter, but the argument that I have is why the hell is freaking we're looking at Elon Musk to be Batman? What the hell?
who I don't know who is. People are just speaking about what is actually happening. Like I think that from what I'm hearing, you're the one that's making him this Batman character, and as if other people are like nobody. I've heard no one say this. I didn't hear Doc say it. I haven't heard Do say it. I haven't heard any of the people that I work around or encounter. Nobody's saying anything about him being Batman.
Not specifically, but the idea is he's
But
gonna
who? But
save
who?
the world. He's saving everyone. He's a rich
No.
guy who's that's why I say Batman. This rich guy who's a vigilante and
This
who's
is an
gonna
odd
save
thing.
everybody.
This is very odd
Gonna save
for.
Gotham City.
But listen, like we have to just be honest about what's really happening. How often does somebody come up and give away billions of dollars or even care about what's going on in the deep politics that people had nothing to do with? Nobody even thought that okay, maybe we could have some stuff revealed based on what's going on with Twitter. It's like they were shutting people down because they were speaking whatever they like they he could see that people's speech was being hindered or censored or whatever because they just decided that's what they were going to do. People that he knew that had good information, but they're getting censored. Okay, so he's like, all right, you know what? Just on a whim, somebody who's a multi-billionaire is just like, I'll buy Twitter. It's like, yeah, you should. What? Yeah. Oh, no, I was playing. Yeah, no, okay. And he buys it. And then this comes out. I mean, because if they would have been playing more fair, maybe he wouldn't be releasing a lot of this stuff. Maybe he's gathering trust back from the people by showing them, okay, well, this is what was actually happening. You're not going to experience that with me because I'm already here. I'm laying it out on the table. Who you
Okay.
and then you got to think about too, like a lot of the stuff that was happening on Twitter right when when he it exchanged hands with him and he's like allowing people to speak and do whatever. You don't think that some of those were the opposees, the people who are mad at him to act like all of this alt rights and everybody else is the ones that's, being racist and this, that, and the other? Bro, I promise you, it was a lot of people on the left that was doing that just to try to make him look bad and, you know, what I'm saying, to make it seem like Twitter's in worse off position because he has it. Like we got to think about a lot of stuff before we really get out here and start trying to, you know, I think it's benefited the world more than it has hindered it.
I want to read about Elon Musk. That's Elon Musk's father. Um, and this is on Wikipedia, so we're gonna have to read between the
Is it
lines. A
is it
lot of
because is it because of him that you know Twitter is what it is now?
Uh, well,
Sins of the father, man. You'll see.
yeah. So, because the point is the history, and I'm a history buff. That's what I do.
Yeah,
It's like you
no, we've been
can't.
talking. I thought we talked about them, but you go ahead. No, I mean that's fine. I'm just trying to understand what was the
I'm
reason
finna
behind it.
explain. You can't just land at now. It's always a buildup. And you were saying that Elon Musk is, he's such a great innovator, and he pulled himself up by his bootstraps and all of
Oh
this
yeah,
stuff,
that's what I
and
said.
something along those lines.
No,
And
okay,
I'm
no, go. That's
saying no. I'm saying
we.
it was his father, and I'm saying it's an oligarchy. I'm saying that he was handed the levers. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay,
And he made good moves with them, but he was given this. Let me
okay.
let me read. Elon Musk, no, Errol Musk, born 1946 in South Africa, electrical, blah, 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 electromechanical engineer, pilot, sailor, consultant, and property developer, who was once a co-owner of a Zambian emerald mine near Lake Tanganyika. He is the father of business magnate and billionaire Elon Musk, restaurateur Kimball Musk, and filmmaker Tosca Musk. He was married to Mae Musk and also to Hy Buzenhout, and has two children with Buzenhout's daughter, Jane Buzenhout. That's a whole thing right there, but let's not dissect that. Early life and education. Errol Musk was born in 1946 in Pretoria, South Africa, to Walter Henry James Musk and Cora Amelia Robinson. His father was a South African veteran of World War II, and his mother was British. His grandmother was the first chiropractor in Canada. He attended Chaplin High School and later attended University of Pretoria, where I received a degree in electromechanical engineering. Why can't I say that today? All right, so
This is electrical mechanical.
electromechanical. Um, so this is South Africa. This is apartheid South Africa. Okay, let me read some more. It says Musk worked as a pilot, a sailor, an electrical and mechanical engineer, a consultant, a property developer before retiring early. In 1969, he became 50% owner of an emerald mine in Lake Tanganyika that he bought for 40,000 euro, funded by selling an airplane for 80 euro. In 2018, interview with Business Insider, Musk boasted that as a result of the emerald mine, we had so much money we couldn't even close our safe. In 1972, he was elected to the Pretoria City Council as a representative of the anti-apartheid Progressive Party, with the Musk children reportedly sharing their father's dislike of apartheid. Earl Musk claims that he invested in Elon Musk software company Zip2 have been rejected by Elon Musk. Okay, so let's dissect some of this. 1969, he became 50% owner of an emerald mine. He bought it for
Hmm.
40,000 euro. They said funding by selling an airplane for 80 euro. Okay, so somehow he had an $80,000 airplane, and somehow he was able to buy a whole as emerald mine, a 50% stake in the emerald mine, just for 40 euro. You know, so
Hmm.
how do you think this happens? Okay, and this is in again South Africa during apartheid. You know what they were doing at that time, right? And what it was mainly about was land. So all of the best lands were for the white folks, and push the black folks into the desert. Oh, there's an emerald mine over here. Oh, that's ours too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay. And then the other part is, um, it said Elon Musk claims that he invested in Elon Musk software company Zip2 have been rejected by Elon Musk. So Elon Musk said
Didn't want his daddy money.
he's saying he did or whatever. But his dad says he did invest in the company. So what that this is what I'm saying. So how and originally the money is coming from some shady shit that happened in South Africa, and that is what launched Elon Musk's company.
Okay, that to let you
Uh,
know, the 40,000 pounds is about the equivalent of $1 million today.
Yeah, well, he had a plane
So it
that
was it today. It would have been investing for $1 million.
so he
but I
had a
mean,
plane that was worth
they were
$2 million.
already
How do you,
$1 million or $1 billion or whatever. Weren't they already billionaires?
so,
Well,
well, that's what I'm saying. If
the value of 100 pounds in 1959 is the equivalent of 2,200 pounds or 2,250. So that actually makes it around 880,000, give or take for the difference, about $1 million.
so that and they're saying so that
But
means he had a $2 million plane that he sold and used $1 million of it to
And
buy
used
an
it to
emerald
stake
mine.
the emerald mine. And emeralds
So
hit right around then and stuff, jewelry after the wars, 60s.
okay,
So he
but
got boogaloo rich off of it.
let me ask this because I mean I'm not really like I'm a little bit lost. So bring me back in and like what would have happened differently with anybody else? Like if you had an opportunity to do that, you wouldn't have done it because of what?
that's not the question. The
Well,
question
that
is
is my question. Because
that
you
I don't this is we're talking about oligarchs. Of course,
What
your
he
parents
mentioned is the
passed you.
only got rich because he was a white man during apartheid then.
That's part of what I'm saying. And so
okay?
if I was there, I wouldn't have been able to benefit from that opportunity. That opportunity wouldn't have been given to me. Period. And what I'm saying is this leads to Twitter. Okay, it leads to Tesla.
All right, but what else leads to shit like this? What I mean, we're gonna do the same thing with Bezos and Gates and everybody else that's billionaires.
That's my point. A lot of them, like Bill Gates, didn't make himself either. He was
I know.
appointed to the board by his
I
mom. You
I know a
know,
lot of this. I know a lot of this already. But what I'm saying is, we all the shit that's been happening before now, all like when we talking about what led to Pfizer and Moderna, we ain't talking about all the other stuff that led to it and why they're even like their stock price.
I'm
Like
sure some of them. I was thinking about that. That's one of those. We was talking about government programs. The owners of Pfizer and Moderna were most likely good buddies, friend, husband, cousin, uncle, some shit like that, for sure, without a doubt. So yeah, what I'm talking
we,
about is the how we have this put these billionaire people on a pedestal. How
but
we basically worshiping them. We acting like they freaking gonna save the world or whatever the hell. Like they're so great. Like
are
freaking
we?
Jesus Christ superstar.
Are
Who
we?
is we? Who is
The
we? You and the
people.
mouse in your pocket? I don't worship him. I just respect him.
I definitely don't. I definitely don't worship him.
I don't like it. All I hear is like you know the praise. Like I mean, people are that don't like him or whatever. But him being it's like I don't know, man. It's kind of like
It,
Trump. It's the
is it
same thing,
because
kind of like Trump. This fanatic, this
is it because he's on
fanaticism.
the spectrum? You don't like him because he's on the spectrum?
No, what
What do you
happens
mean by
is he's a polarizing guy. Right now, he is the guy that the left has turned to replace Trump as their focus of hate.
Yes.
Everything he does doesn't matter. Is horrible. It's bad. He hates colored people. He hates this. He hates that.
Yeah.
The
But
right is all
I
he's
mean,
done so good.
he's
He's
not.
done so good. They phrase it the same way. No, everybody
See,
knows he didn't invent freaking Tesla, that he bought
just
into the company and all that.
yeah,
Everyone knows how he got there. Just like
yeah.
what he's done, his career has been about he sees a problem, something he doesn't like. He buys a company, makes it fix the problem. He didn't like how money was being paid online, so he made PayPal. You know, he didn't like some of the way didn't like the way some of the cars were being designed, the electric stuff. He liked the whole idea of green. He needed the technology to help fund what he wanted to go into space. So he got Tesla going. He got SpaceX going. I
Mhm.
mean, he actually might be the first person to actually put somebody's foot on Mars.
NASA was going
But
nowhere.
this is a respect thing. This isn't a worship thing, you know. He's a guy. He's a smart guy that is great
Hmm.
at running business. He doesn't create things. He doesn't invent things. Yes, he exists and makes his money off of other people's inventions and stuff like that. But he also leaves a whole ass ton of rich ass people in his wake.
But listen, I'm gonna tell you something. One of the things that I think, because maybe you're mistaking the people appreciating him for praising him, because a lot of people were being called crazy. Man, you tripping, you this, you that. But now you have proof to be like you can sit back and all the people that had something to say before are quiet. It's like, bro, like a lot of people, like this has freed up a lot of people's sanity.
What I'm saying is these people don't deserve the praise that they get. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Okay,
basic.
but I mean, this is your story. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Okay, fine. But I mean, I don't know who's really praising him. I just don't.
Um, I got up the
No,
Wikipedia
a lot of
page.
people do, but a lot more, especially the left, just shit on him because I don't like him because everyone likes him. Oh, he's the new Trump. Oh, he's causing racism and bigotry and misinformation to flourish in cyberspace again. I mean, everyone just wants to dump their shit back on him when truthfully, there's been no other reason, nothing to really prove that he's not trying to make it better. I mean, yeah, not everyone's going to agree with his steps, but it seems to me like he's trying, which,
Hmm.
you know, him trying to do something to make things better makes me feel a lot better than the other half of the side of this equation that's doing nothing but trying to shit on people and tear stuff down.
And make you feel stupid for even thinking for yourself. Like, bro, look, I got a
Well,
part of my
that's
family
a whole
that I
different
barely
level
talk.
of it.
Well, I'm just saying, but these are factors, these are elements of what came from all of this. Like the same people who've been talking about missing disinformation are the ones who have been doing it, and there's proof of it now. Like, bro, like it may not reach the people that I was hoping to reach because I don't like they're not really on social media like that, but to some extent, like this is the beginning of like if as long as we ain't suckers and just allow all of what he's doing to go to waste, because if we don't utilize the information the best way, if we keep voting for the same people who are purposely lying to us and like just keeping them in power and letting them do whatever they want to do, we lose everything that our ancestors have worked for the last however many decades or even centuries at this point. Like, bro, like this really cracks the shell. We still gotta drop the eggs out and cook them, but bro, it's big. This is a big deal. But I mean, if we spend too much time being angry about something, we don't even know why. Because our masters say we should be upset about it.
Let me read this. This is Wikipedia's Elon Musk page, and it says he is a business magnate. Is that how you pronounce that? Business magnate,
Oh,
also known as a tycoon, is a person who has achieved immense wealth through the ownership of multiple
Magnate.
lines. Magnate, business magnate, also known as a tycoon, is a person who has achieved immense wealth through the ownership of multiple lines of enterprise. The term characteristically refers to a powerful entrepreneur or investor who controls through personal enterprise ownership and hold on uh, ownership and dominant shareholding position. A firm or industry whose goods or services are widely consumed, such as individuals, have been known by different terms throughout history, such as industrialists, robber barons, captains of industry, czars, moguls, oligarchs, plutocrats, or terrapins. Okay.
And, but look, let me add some context too, because at one point I didn't like him either because of stuff I found out he was doing to people, to black people at Tesla. You know what I'm saying, in California, and I think even when they moved to Texas. So this is not somebody that I've been like a fan of, but I'm starting to become one because of the moves especially this move. Because I mean, buying, I'm like, all right, whatever. He's buying Twitter. All right, whatever. I didn't give a shit about Twitter. I don't even have a. I had one on account, but I just never got into it. But now, when I'm seeing all the stuff that's unfolding from him having it now, like the ownership just changing hands from somebody who was totally against the people, and he must consider himself being the people, or maybe he's got a vendetta with these, whatever his reasoning is, because I don't care what his reasons are. All I know is that it benefits me that a lot of this stuff is coming out, so I'm happy.
I can't really argue with you on that point. What I was just saying is, acting like these people are something special is I got a problem with, and it's
Okay.
like he achieved immense wealth through the ownership of multiple lines of enterprise. It's like this is capital, so it keeps the oligarch the oligarch. Of course you're gonna pass your money down to your kids, so it's just like you know robber
Well,
barons.
and then them saying that, okay, just like his dad, he was against apartheid. I mean, that's something good and political to say, but I don't necessarily trust that necessarily true. I mean,
Uh,
potentially it's true, but I mean, but that's the whole thing. Like, those things are somewhat irrelevant. Somewhat. Now, I'm not saying it's completely irrelevant, but somewhat irrelevant at this point because of actions that's actually being taken right now. It's like, I mean, regardless of what his whole statement is, or his personal reasons for doing it, what I'm saying? Maybe he's pissed off with these people for taking away the marketing dollars for Twitter. It's like, oh, that's what you want to do? Okay, all right. Well, maybe it's a vendetta, but it don't matter to me what his vendetta or what his reasoning is. The truth is coming out.
let's
So,
read let's read a little bit of Elon Musk's Twitter page. So Elon Musk, born June 28, 1971, is a business magnate and investor. He is the founder, CEO, and chief engineer of SpaceX Angel Investor, CEO and product architect of Tesla Incorporated, owner and CEO of Twitter Incorporated, founder of the Boring Company, co-founder of Neuralink and OpenAI, and president of the philanthropic Musk Foundation, with an estimated net worth of around 164 billion dollars as of December 13, 2022, primarily from his ownership stakes in Tesla and SpaceX. Musk is the second wealthiest person in the world according to both the Bloomberg Billionaires Index and Forbes Real-Time Billionaires list. Musk was born in Pretoria, South Africa, and briefly attended the University of Pretoria before moving to Canada at age 18, acquiring citizenship through his Canadian-born mother. 2 years later, he matriculated at Queen's University and transferred to the University of Pennsylvania, where he received bachelor's degrees in economics and physics. He moved to California in 1995 to attend Stanford University. After 2 days, He dropped out, and his brother Kimball co-founded the online city guide software company Zip2. In 1999, Zip2 was acquired by Compaq for $307 million, and Musk co-founded X.com and Direct Bank. X.com merged with Confinity in 2000 to form PayPal. In 2002, with 175.8 million from eBay's acquisition of PayPal, Musk founded SpaceX, a space flight service company. In 2004, he was an early investor in the electric vehicle manufacturer Tesla Motors. He became its chairman and product architect. Assuming the position of CEO in 2008, in 2006 he helped create Solar City, a solar energy company that was later acquired by Tesla and
Amazon.
became Tesla Energy. In 2015, he co-founded OpenAI, a non-profit artificial intelligence research company. The following year, he co-founded
Neuralink.
Neuralink, a new a neural technology company developing brain-computer interfaces, and the Boring Company, a tunnel construction company. Musk has also proposed a Hyperloop high-speed vac train transportation system. In 2022, the acquisition of Twitter by Elon Musk for $44 billion was completed. Earlier, what did they say? They said, and who paid for all these damn schools he went to, too? What he said, hold on, it was something I saw. I lost it. Oh, citizenship. They took our jobs. I think about South Park. And I be saying all the time, like they be talking about the freaking migration through the southern border, and these people are
Hmm.
the ones that's taking their jobs. I'm like, bro, it's the Europeans that's taking your jobs. You know, so it's like Elon Musk is an immigrant. But that's not the poster child of immigrant. When you say
No,
immigrant,
he's an African American. What are you talking about?
oh man, he represent that better than
Any of us?